Hi, and welcome to Max Gaming. Morphus Max, gamer, writer, wiki editor. Still getting the hang of this. Trying not to get feedback on my mic. Anyway, I have 3,000 games in my Steam library, most of which I haven't even seen, and I'm going to try to do something about that, and everyone's invited to watch. Now, before I get into the how and the why of those 3,000 games, a little TLDR. These games cover a variety of genres. I've got shooters, I've got builders, I've got simulators, I've got visual novels, puzzle games, hidden objects, way too many things. A lot of them don't even fit into standard genres, I don't think. But I'm going to give each and every one of them a look. I'm going to try to give each one about 20 minutes to 30 for a first impression and enough to write a review. Now, some of these might be AAA titles. Some of these might be children's educational software. Some of them might be old and pixelated. Some of them might suck. I might suck at them. But I'm going to give each and every one a try, and to make it a little more interesting, I'm going to randomize them. I have a list of my games. I'm going to go over to random.org and shuffle them, and that'll be the candidates that I pick each week. You can see my links. That's my Steam profile. You can see the games that I have and the reviews that I've already written. And I've also created a table in Tumblr where, in alphabetical order, I've listed the games with links to the reviews, and I'll add the VODs as they come up. So, just to get an initial list, let's pull up the games list. Run over to random.org. Space Quest Collection. Great way to start off. Now, I'll be trying to give about 30 minutes to 2 hours in each stream to go over as many games as I can, depending on time and energy. After that, I'll reshuffle the remaining list to get the candidates for the next stream. And if anybody wants to hang out, after that, I will put out an album of something and probably get on to the writing and the wiki editing. Now, where did these 3,000 games come from? Well, the biggest source is Humble Bundle. My email records for Humble Bundle go back to about 2010. They were coming up with bundles back then, maybe once a week, and it was, give money to charity, get stuff for them, do feel goods at the same time, and I went through a lot of bundles that way. It's very easy to get like 10, 15 games at a time, shove them all in the library, and just not get around to it. That went for a number of years. Another source is Fanatical.com. They also do disaster relief bundles, sometimes as many as 50 games at a time. They also do mystery bundles consisting of 25 keys for $16. Very tempting. And I've gotten surprisingly few collisions so far, though that's starting to build up. One more source is Indiegogo.com. Yes, that is, the chat window is supposed to be there. I haven't found a better way yet. I will work on it. This is the first stream. Now, Indiegogo.com has free raffles. If you become a member, you get a certain number of tokens each day, and you can spend them on raffles for individual games. I don't win much, but I do win a few. And then there's the impulse purchases, where I see something and it simply must be mine, especially if it's on a deep enough discount. I'm trying to cut back on all that. I've got many games now. You may notice that I'm not the youngest person in the room, so I may well have a lifetime supply. Still, I am subscribed to Humble Choice, which gives me 8 games a month, and I need to stay ahead of that at least. So we'll see how many games I can actually look at in a month's time. Now, as for the writing, most of my writing is on Wattpad. The link is my Wattpad profile ID. I've written a bunch of stuff called mystery, science fiction, a little bit of horror, but my primary work is called Echoes of Home. This is the one that I actually have an entire book of, and it is fanfic based on Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV is the one game that I play all the time, and it's probably a contributor to why I have a backlog of 3,000 games. Final Fantasy XIV is a very story-driven game, as opposed to a lot of the other Momorphicers out there. It is practically a visual novel with combat. Now, people will rave about the combat, the PvP, the Alliance rating, but I see mostly the stories. There are characters, unique characters, there are rich locales, there's political intrigue, there's a rich storyline, and people have a lot of fanfic written about this, about the relationships between characters, about unexplored stories, about unexplored territories, unknown romances, forbidden romances, and I don't write any of that. I write Double Isekai Game Lit. Oh wow. Hello from Missy's crew. Thanks, Jerry. Thank you, Missy. So Echoes of Home is about a man who is from Earth. He finds a portal. He goes to a world that is very much like the world of Final Fantasy XIV. He becomes a Warrior of Light, which is what player characters are called there. Gets Warrior of Light skills, meets another Warrior of Light. They fall in love. They find another portal, and he says, hey, come with me, and we'll go to another world and have new adventures. And they do. The story begins when they wind up in Oklahoma. Good news is they have all their Warrior of Light abilities. Bad news is he doesn't have the life that he walked away from. So he can't just walk into his old life and take his new bride with him. They are strangers in a should-be familiar land, overpowered people trying to live under the radar, relatively normal lives. The tagline is, Earth is no longer his home, it was never hers. So that's about it. This is what I plan to do with the channel, Max Gaming. You'll see Max Gaming. Haven't worked out a schedule yet. 9 p.m. Eastern, if that works out well for people, I'll probably do weekdays, more than likely. Open to suggestions. In the meantime, let's have another look at those games. Okay, a couple caveats when it comes to the randomness. If I get something in a series, I will probably go to the beginning of that series and shuffle the rest back in. If I get too many in a particular genre, I might pick out individuals from that genre and shuffle the rest back in. And all of those will depend upon whether or not they will run on my machine. This particular machine is a laptop. A lot of these games will run on it. It's a pretty decent laptop. But if they won't, they'll have to run on the big boy, and that's an entirely different operation. I'll probably save up those that have to go for the big boy and do them in a batch. The big boy is an 8-core processor, 4 gigahertz machine with about 16 gig, and at the moment a 31-inch TV that I'm using as an HDMI monitor. That's the one that I play FF14 on. And probably some of these will go there as well. Yes, Missy's still painting. Has she finally made the DNOT message disappear yet? Am I going to play tonight? That was not part of the plan. I have to go through these games and find out which machine they'll run on. Space Quest probably will. Frog Detective 1, I think that's pretty low impact. Call of Cthulhu, I'm not sure. The Spiral Scouts, I've actually played that one, and yes, it will run on the laptop. As far as the I don't know. So I'll sort those out, and I'll put an announcement out. Oh, the DNOT message is gone. Okay, so now it's just a one big green wall, huh? Well, like I said before, this stream is probably going to be a short one. Anyway, glad y'all could show up. Next stream I'm probably going to be doing Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Anything before I go? Oh wow, that stream didn't show up at all, did it? I'm just seeing now that window didn't even update. There we go. Yes, I'm still learning how to do all this. Jerry's offered to help. We'll probably work out a lot of these bugs before the next stream. Or at least I'll think that we have. Thanks to Bars. Hope to see you again.